Hey YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back to another 2 minutes here with Boss ME-90 Tone Studio. In this video, I'm just going to go through what's important to consider when you're actually putting your ME-90 into a guitar amp, either into the front of it or into the effects loop. So what you need to go to here is the output section here on the chain. And we're not going to worry about that about the speaker type, because what we're going to do is go to add output. Now at the moment I've got the switch on the back of the unit set to as if I'm going to a guitar amp. Now if you go to line, it just grays it out, and that's because what you're doing with the line setting is you're using the speaker emulation, the power amp emulation in the unit. So you're actually emulating those things with the unit itself. So the line setting is what you would use if you're going straight into a mixer, a PA, an FR speaker, home monitors, anything like that. Okay, but what we're doing here is talking about amp settings, going to an amp. So we're going to split that back to the amp setting. This lights up the add output select. Now what this allows you to do is actually select the type of amp that you're going into, whether you're going into the front of an amp or whether you're going into the effects loop. Okay, so don't forget, if you're going to the front of the amp, you're going to be adding the preamp of the guitar amp on the chain as well. So I wouldn't advise doing that unless you want to specifically do that, and if you do, make sure it's a clean setting, because as you start to add distortions from the ME-90, it's going to be layered on top of that and you're going to get in a bit of a mess sound wise, a bit of a mush. So you're going to be looking mostly at going to this, going to that as if you go to the back of the effects loop, because what that does, that bypasses the amp itself, on the preamp side of that. Okay, so you want to go to that one, that one, that one, that one, or one of these. It's given these settings based on different kind of possibilities. So it's a tube convoy 2x12, a tube stack 4x12, a one of their amps, a JC120, or a Katana, either the bigger one or the 1x12 version there. So that's what you want to select ideally. If you're using the preamp settings in the ME-80, but you want to use a speaker of your amp and the power amp of your amp, that's when you go back to the end of the effects loop. Okay, so you want to select one of those for that setting. So that's so important in terms of getting the best sound of that. Okay, so that's what you always need to consider. As I say, don't forget, if you're just using the entire sound of the ME-90, the preamps, the speaker emulation and the power amp emulation, you want to flick the switch back to line and it turns all this stuff off. So this is the one to have on when you're going into your guitar amp. Okay. And I hope you found that helpful. Please hit the subscribe button, and please check out my ME-90 tone shop as well, listed below. There's all kinds of stuff being added for this unit all the time, just lots and lots of famous tones or mine versions of those famous tones. But yeah, thank you for listening and see you later. Have a good day. Bye.